Welcome into the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show 2-minute warning edition. And this is an absolutely crazy, chaotic, unexpected 2-minute warning show. Earl the Pearl, Anthony Antonelli, G. Bush will be with us any second here. But guys, it was 10-0 about 5 minutes ago. The Browns offense had done nothing all game. This looked like it was going to end essentially 10-0. And in the blink of an eye, Quinshon Judkins led a first drive that got down to the 1-yard line, then pushed back and resulted in a field goal. And then on third down, Jordan Love got picked off by Grant Delpit, the Browns' first takeaway of the season. And just a few plays later, Judkins finds his way into the end zone to tie it up at 7. The Packers now are in field goal range and essentially could run out the clock and attempt a game-winning field goal from chip shot territory. But Earl, how in the world are the Browns in this game right now?
The defense. And the Browns are going to be in every single game that they, play because of the defense. It's about what you get on the offensive side of the ball. So I guess in this instance, shout out to number 10, Quinshon Judkins. The Browns have played solid defense and put the offense in position to, make some noise. And for the last 2 drives, it's been Quinshon Judkins essentially the reason why we got 10 points on the board. So this is an example of if you just get a little bit, seeing how dominant this defense is, then you're going to always have an opportunity to win a game. I'll tell you this, it's 3 weeks worth of film to look at now, man. This Browns defensive front 7 just might be the best in all of football. And so to me, Mike, that's the only reason why the Cleveland Browns are sitting right here right now with an opportunity to win this game.
Yeah, Green Bay coming out of the 2-minute warning has the ball around the Browns 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Cleveland has 1 timeout, so Green Bay can basically control the clock. But gee, I mean, I know you missed the intro, but holy crap, the Browns are within they're tied with 2 minutes to go against a team that a lot of people didn't think they had any business being in a game with.
Yeah. There's a couple of things here. First and foremost, yeah, you 10-10, but the defense that gave you all they're gonna give you. They got you a pick, put you back in the position. The offense is just it's just nasty work.
We'll dive into the offense, G, after the game ends. Let's try and stick on the fact that they're here. Hey, I asked Earl a second ago. Oh, he fumbled. Jacobs fumbled. He got it back, but Jacobs did put that ball on the ground. G, how do you try and create a turnover here? You can only stop the clock one more time if you're Cleveland, and that was Devin Bush who punched it out.
Well, I mean, you got somebody. That was what you was gonna get right there. You got a punch out right here. The ball is a little wet, but it's tough. Like right now, they control the clock. You only have 1 timeout left. Now they can run it down to a respectable time period, and basically it's going to come down to a kick. The defensive pass interference hurt them on that play, and that it just seems to be, that's the way defense works. You did what you needed to do. You got the turnover, and now you got to go back out there and play defense again. But here's the thing: the Packers are a good football team offensively. They've hurt themselves with turnovers and different things as well. But in general, that's just the way the game breaks. That's the way the game breaks in terms of getting turnovers and get back on the field. I'm sure that they wanted to get out and say, hey, let's go 3 and out and get the ball back to the offense. But that's just not the way it went down at this point. So we hoping for a opportunity to move them back a little bit, maybe a block kick or something, or to get your hands up. But I think the Packers are going to be very, very conservative when it comes to putting the ball in the air.
Guys, they're
actually thought
they're reviewing something right now.
Real quick, Mike. Gee, I really thought that was to your point. I thought that was a good play call by Matt LaFleur. When you talk about the pass interference, you take a shot against one of Cleveland's weaker DBs with the thoughts of either the receiver catch the ball or you do draw the penalty. So, like to your point, when you go at a DB that's not Denzel Ward or Greg Newsome on that play, I thought that was, them putting themselves in a position to actually play some clock management here towards the end of the game.
Hey, they're reviewing this fumble.
Yeah.
It looks like Jacobs recovered it anyway. So does it? I didn't have the sound on, guys. Did anyone see? If you have the comments,
I'm looking at it right now. It's not a clear. It looked like Devin Bush forced the fumble and recovered the fumble.
Well, who
did they call it as?
They said the runner was down. Now they're reviewing it. I'm trying to listen, but is there a chance the Browns are going to come away with this football?
It depends on what this review say, but I mean, it was a clear-cut fumble. It don't look like to me he was down.
No, he definitely
wasn't
down
at all.
Is there clear
So
evidence
it's
of the
about
review?
recovery, and it looks like Devin Bush came away with the football.
Now, when he
Jacobs
was down,
you see Jacobs' yellow glove, but you also see Devin Bush with his hands cradled around the ball as well.
Who did they say had the ball at the end of the turnover?
Hold on, the referee's coming to the field right now. I'm turning the sound on. Hold on one sec. And
the stands is called.
So the runner was ruled down, which means Green Bay ball. Browns used their final timeout. There's 1:56 left. You can see Kevin Stefanski's reaction. That might be the most visceral reaction I've ever seen from Kevin Stefanski.
Hurt his heart.
So look, now they're showing the ball on the ground. Jacobs and Bush are both wrestling for it. So there was no clear-cut evidence of a recovery, which is probably why they held on to the call as is. No clear-cut recovery, even though Bush came out of it.
And by the way, if it's a tie catch, doesn't it go to the offense or possession is tied?
If there's not clear-cut evidence of who had possession when the whistle blows, G, at the end, it's basically who they think had the ball beforehand and trying to – I mean, you've been on the bottom of football piles before. It's almost damn near impossible to tell how.
Yeah, man, it get real nasty up underneath there.
So, all right. So, as it stands now, Green Bay, 3rd and 10. They could snap it with about 1 minute and 10 seconds on the clock. They're probably going to run it up the middle just to set up their kicker, which means if they wait the entire play clock and click it, the Browns flag. What's the flag here? The Browns get the ball back with about 30 seconds, though.
Is it a false start on the left guard? It looked like he took off.
It looked like it's a false start.
False start. Yep.
It is a false start.
So still very much within Brandon McManus's range, but now 5 yards back. Still 3rd down. After they run the ball here, like I said, the Browns have a chance to get the ball back down with about 30 seconds coming off a kickoff. But first, the Packers have a 3rd and 15. Clock is stopped, so the clock's not running here. I'm assuming it's just going to be a run up the middle.
And by the way, the Packers then played a sloppy game too.
The Browns defense is good, man. Browns defense is really good. And Josh Jacobs gains 3 yards back. And the Packers are going to have a 42-yard field goal, give or take, to win this game here. And the Browns are going to get the ball back with 25-ish, 20 seconds left.
Can the Browns and Joe Flacco dig deep into them bag of tricks and somehow, some way find something that can get some big plays at about 2 or 3 snaps and get you down there in field goal range? Can that happen?
This is half a joke, but their best offense right now is hand the ball to Quinshawn. Do you just hand it to Quinshawn and tell everyone else to block and pray you can run it down? Because I like that option better than I like Joe Flacco trying to arm punt it downfield.
Hey man, I'm hoping for penalties at that point. I need
somebody right. Do what Green Bay did. Just throw the ball up there and hopefully you can draw some contact and it'll get you down the field, son.
Now, how's about we can get them to miss kicks like we miss them? How's about that? Can we get some of that love?
Man, a Myles Garrett blocked field goal would be lovely right now.
Oh, that'd be crazy right now. Who's this guy?
Brandon McManus. He's been around forever. He's the old Broncos kicker.
He's wearing Devontae Adams' old number. That's crazy.
All right, Ant's ahead of us, and I think we're going to like this result here, guys. Ant, you are ahead of us, so you just spoiled it, but this is...
I didn't see anything.
And it is blocked.
I called it. I called the block.
And Greg Newsome recovers it at the 47-yard line. The Browns with 21 seconds.
Oh, what a block.
Bubba Ventrone redemption.
No,
hey, that's crazy. They actually blocked that boy.
No, I'm giving that no. I like what you did right there. Shout out to Greg Newsome for getting around the corner.
Yo, that's crazy.
He beat Tucker Kraft off the corner. Was that Denzel? Denzel Ward with the incredible block. I mean, that's just elite athleticism.
Oh, yeah. That had
And if somehow Greg Newsome can pick this up on the run, and granted, G, you could tell us it is incredibly football off a block, spinning the way it is.
He had, let me see.
And
We practice this in practice, Greg. We practice this a scoop and score.
Hey, I like that comment. No, that ain't Bubba. Flat out, man. No, that's the warden right there.
Yeah,
you ain't even finna give Bubba Ventrone those flowers, bro. No,
we can't.
One of our two best defensive players making a play. He just happened to be on special teams right
leaving his feet like this. He was extended. Now listen,
big time players make big time plays in big time games.
Seismic. I'm not gonna call you Smith until you kick the ball right. Your name is Seismic.
21 seconds. Flacco to thrash. Picks up about 3. Second down. That if you trust the green line on the screen, the Browns are 2 yards behind the green line. That is Andre Schmidt's projected range. I'm not sure anyone can have confidence in Andre Schmidt at the moment. He has made a 61-yarder in the UFL before, and it is going to come down to his leg here for the Browns to win. G, with 17 seconds, do you have a shot to get the ball in the middle of the field, or do you have to play the side with no timeouts?
Oh, that's it's so Browns to throw it in the middle of the field. Something happened, you get tackled or a sack here. No, you got to give yourself a chance to get the kickoff at some point.
Flacco with a throwaway there, conservative throwaway, attempted a shot down the left sideline, but threw it about 5 yards over the head of the intended receiver.
But the conundrum is you still need you some yards.
Yeah, you need some yards, and G, you have to get to the sideline.
Yeah,
I don't think you have time with 12 seconds to run a play and then get the
no.
Flacco to Njoku over the middle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and they got it snapped and down with 2 seconds left. Andre Schmidt has a chance to be a hero, guys. Holy hell. How in the world, with 5 minutes to go in this game, the Browns looking like a zombie offensively, do they have a chance to upset the Green Bay Packers? It all comes down to the right foot of Andre Schmidt, who, remember, missed 2 field goals in week 1. We have had multiple discussions since then. Cut him, bench him.
That was very.
What do you do? It's a 55-yard attempt.
Let's call it. He gonna make it.
55-yard attempt for the win. The Packers have iced him, and it all comes down to this.
I mean, he bought a logo a little bit. Seismic. Get your name together. We about to give you your house's name.
No, man, we on that love pack tonight. Trust me, he about to make this.
And no spoilers either. Where Anthony at? I know where you at, Ant. I know you pumped. You got your people's. Don't you spoil this for me.
Ant turned his camera off. Let's see. 55-yarder.
It's straight down the middle, too. Come on,
Could not have placed this any better. The snap, the hold is good. The kick is up. And Andre Schmidt, the Browns have the Packers. Back from the depths of hell. There's a flag on the play.
Oh, Lord.
The Browns are celebrating. Andre Schmidt goes from a 0 to a hero. And in one of the craziest come from behind, well, Stefanski and LaFleur just shook. And Stefanski's running off the field. The flag's on Green Bay. Andre Schmidt's your hero. 7.5 point, 8.5 underdogs. Be damned. The Browns have beat the Packers 13-10. And this is why the NFL is king, guys. None of this makes sense. None of this makes sense whatsoever. The Browns have got a win. They have upset the Green Bay Packers. They handed Green Bay its first loss of the season. The offense was atrocious, but it did just enough when it mattered most. And just like that, how about them Browns? What a win for Stefanski and his club. What a win for this defense. And it feels very good, guys, to have a win in the win column.
And it had the nerve to be right down the middle and good by 10 yards. And by 10 yards. That could have been 60-something.
He went and did a dog pile leap. You go ahead. You damn right. Go ahead and get your leap on, brother.
Hey, let me just tell you this. I'm telling you, before you even get to wherever you're going to get to, game balls for the Browns defense right now.
Everybody.
Game balls for the Browns. Listen, for as improbable as that win was, you have no opportunity to do that without the Cleveland Browns. I tweeted earlier, if the Cleveland Browns waste this gym, somebody gonna have to answer some questions, because the Browns played defensively one of the best football games that I've seen in a very long time. They made the Packers uncomfortable. The defensive line dominated. They got the turnover. Think about that. They get the pick. And then the presence of mind that Grant Delpit actually had to not only intercept the football, but get as close as possible to the goal line, knowing what type of offense we had at that point, to get it close enough where we can say, listen, at least we can get the ball to Junkins 4 straight times. I give the defense a ton of credit. I give them a lot of opportunity, a ton of credit. And by the way, we talked about it on UCSS. We said, hey, what's the way that you can win the football game? It's reminiscent of the way they played the 49ers. The 49ers missed a kick late in that game, and they moved down the field. The 49ers individually missed a kick, and you didn't have anything going for you offensively, but you found enough ways to do it. And the defense, the best offense we have is the defense doing what they did today. So that game balls all around. Shout out to them. Quinshon Judkins gave them a lot of punch in the second half of that ball game, but more importantly, you got to give Smith credit. Hey, I got to pronounce your name correctly, son. You hit it from the logo. Anytime you hit something from the logo, you get credit for it. So you killed that. You did that. You back in the mix. You was on the injury report later on, but that's the great thing about football is it don't matter what you say, I say, whatever we say. There's still people out there fighting and going to war for a specific reason. And if it was nothing more than having a situation where you playing for your own pride.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely the epitome of a game, of the definition of, man, you play whistle to whistle. And this is one of those examples where your defense can actually win you a game. The Green Bay Packers came into this game through 2 games of this season, averaging 13.7 yards per play. Today, they average 3.8 yards per play. You hold them to 81 yards rushing. You hold them to about 230 yards total offense. Josh Jacobs came in this game, scored a touchdown in every game, it seemed like, for the last season and a half, and that came to an end. So this is a very, very dominant Packers offense who, they suffered some injuries on their offensive line. The Cleveland Browns defense did the right thing by taking advantage of that. He was under pressure all game long. I think we sacked him 5 total times. We never left him not being under duress. And so that was definitely the formula to win, even with a stagnant offense. You look at the last 5 minutes of the game, and Quinshon Judkins found a way to give some life to this team, getting them down the field, giving them opportunities to score. Grant Delpit, just when the defense needed to play, finally forced the first turnover, and the Browns actually took advantage of it. And so the Browns defense definitely carried the way, and they got a little bit of help from the Browns offense in a timely fashion. And then we talk about the kicker. We all know the scrutiny he's been under all through this season so far. For him to get the opportunity with the game on the line to kick a game-winning field goal to get an upset against an opponent that came in here with a dominant defense and a red-hot offense, like it can't get no sweeter than what it's about to be in Cleveland this Sunday. I can tell you that for sure.
This is one of those wins that we're going to look back at and we'll talk about for the next 4 years, is how in the hell did the Browns pull this one off? But the truth is, it doesn't matter how they pulled it off. All that matters is they did pull it off, and the Jets just blocked a field goal, and they were returning it for a touchdown to take the lead on the Buccaneers.
Oh, that's wild.
The Eagles blocked a field goal, a potential game-winning field goal for the Rams. That is 3 potential game-winning / game-sealing field goals in the last 10 minutes, guys, that have been blocked and completely changed the outcome of the game. Sorry, I got distracted as Fox. But that was incredible. The Browns, though, all the credit in the world goes to this defense. I cannot emphasize, there are not words to properly articulate how difficult it is for a defense to continue to play with this level of effort when the offense isn't holding its own end of the bargain. And we saw it in week 1. They held Joe Burrow and this Bengals offense with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to 17 points and 7 total yards in the second half. I understand the Ravens scored 41, but they did their damnedest to keep that offense in check and keep Lamar and Derrick Henry under wraps. Today, they held Jordan Love and the Packers to 10 points. And then all of a sudden, you just need a couple big plays. And Quinshaw Judkins broke those 2 big runs. They get down to the 1-yard line, and then in typical Browns fashion, chop block, next thing you know, they go from 1st and 1 on the goal, or 1st and goal on the 1, to 1st and goal, or 3rd and goal on the 20. Kick a field goal. Grant Delpit, incredible interception. The pass was thrown to his chest, but the way he baited Jordan Love, thinking he was in zone, coming forward and man, Love thought he had Tucker Kraft for the game-winning 3rd down conversion. He ends up throwing it right to Delpit. The Browns capitalize on that with a quick Judkins run. Resiliency, man. Resiliency, man. This team hasn't quit. And you've seen early enough in seasons, teams that are bad, they've given up. And this Browns team, you know, Stefanski's offense is absolutely abysmal. like god-awful. God-awful. But he gets credit for not letting this team give up. And they persevered, and they won. And it's going to do wonders for this locker room.
So if the defense is going to continue to play like that, and clearly we see right now, I think we can all agree, right, that we got a running back in Quinshawn Judkins.
Stud.
You cannot run Joe Flacco out there as the starting quarterback.
He was bad, bro. Bad.
And like at this point, listen,
Don't talk to
listen.
us.
At this point, this is what I
seen
seen from Joe in this game. First of all, I talked to Mary Kay Cabby yesterday. Shout out to Mary Kay. And I asked Mary Kay flat out, you know, how long before we see Dylan Gabriel? And this is exactly what she said to me. Joe Flacco needed to go out here against Green Bay and have a turnover-free game this week, and then another turnover-free game next week against Detroit. If he did not do that, then she believed it will be the Dylan Gabriel show. When you look at that defensive performance today, that ultimately led to the Cleveland Browns winning this game. When you look at the fact that Quinshawn Judkins can give you a running game, and Quinshawn Judkins have big play ability, then you need to get a quarterback in here that might be able to run this offense a little bit better. Because Joe, it wasn't even necessarily about him just being a statue. Stefanski actually did a pretty decent job of scheming some things up. It was guys running wide open down the field, and he was missing those opportunities. You look at that interception right before the half, you absolutely underthrew that ball, and Isaiah Bond with all that speed, he was wide open. You didn't give him an opportunity to make a play on the ball. We talk about not wasting the efforts of the defense, right? Kevin Stefanski, you got to get Dylan Gabriel ready to start, man, because if you don't and you continue to throw Joe Flacco out there as the starter, then ultimately you are going to waste the efforts of this defense week in and week out. My man ain't got what it takes no more. The magic of 2023 is gone. It is what it is.
Yeah. Listen, the notion that Joe Flacco at this point, you can get caught up in the Disney stuff all you want to. The notion that Joe Flacco gives you the best chance to win football games is not it. He's checking everything down. And when it was intermediate throws, he overthrew 2 or 3 guys. The flea flicker that it was, he was wide open.
Bond was wide open.
You had Bond wide open. All you do is put it up there and let him get it. You can't move in the pocket. You can't move the pocket. The defense pulled a miraculous game out. I mean, you talking about what all of them. Schlesinger played a crazy game. Delpit played a nice game. Even Devin Bush and Myles Garrett. And then you get Denzel Ward laying out on special teams to block the kick, to give you the ball back, an opportunity to get a field goal and get a touchdown. At the end of the day, this is not about nostalgia. This is not about what Joe did in 2023. This is not about how you think it's cool because he's older and you think, no, it's about if those guys give you the best chance to win football games. That Joe Flacco in 2023 is not walking back through them doors. The offensive line is not going to get better. It looks like we'll see what happens with DeJuan Jones, but you're going to have to get creative. And to get creative, you're going to have to lean on Judkins. You're going to have to lean on some of these other guys and do some things. You got away with this one. But one thing that I want to tell people is just because you got away with this one does not mean you don't put your team in a position where they can not own. This ain't about being conservative. This is about not even seeing what's in. Let's see what's in the rookie so we can flush it down the toilet. It's about you can do some other things with those rookies. It's about they can move. They can do certain things that Joe Flacco at this point of his career cannot do. In this football game, you had an opportunity on the goal line to continue to put more points on the board, and we could not do it. Now, we got some penalties. The pass interference has definitely helped us out. But at the end of the day, I do not believe Joe Flacco gives you the best chance to win no football games. You got one, and despite of Joe in the offense today, we'll take that. We'll take a win anytime we can get it. It's a team game. But at sometimes, you better get these other dudes ready to play. Let's go.
I totally agree with you guys. But the Browns just upset the Packers, so I don't want to talk about making a quarterback change right now, even though I 100% agree with you. I want to get back to this defense, G. This is
wait, before you could go, but like that's part of the conversation. If I'm being honest, right? If we're
it is, and we'll get. I just want to get the good out before we go to the bad. Because
no, it's not bad. What I'm saying to you
is not bad at all. It's realistic.
It's realistic as your Cleveland Browns got to win today. It's not about complaining. We won. I'm talking about what you can do to put yourself in a position to win more football games. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm with you, and I want to get to the quarterback conversation because I'm right in line. I said they should have benched him last week. Like my thoughts haven't changed. Flacco was abysmal today. I just want to keep focusing on the defense before we get into the quarterback conversation, because once we get to the quarterback conversation, I think we're taking away from what was just an incredible comeback win for the Browns. Gee, when we're through 3 games now, Earl, chime in on this too. Burrow and the Ravens, Burrow and the Bengals, Lamar and the Ravens, Jordan Love and the Packers. Those are 3 of the more high-powered offenses in football. And on a consistent basis, none of those 3 teams have been able to move the ball against this Cleveland Browns defensive unit. None of them. Baltimore scored, but a lot of those were in short field situations. At what point do we start having to have these conversations that this Browns defense, before I go back to something Bull said before the year, this defense could be awesome, but a lot of guys had to prove it, right? We hadn't seen them actually perform in games at that stage yet. Carson Schwarzenegger's looked every bit of an absolute stud already. Mason Graham was in the backfield. Malik Collins, shout out Tyvis, who told us Malik Collins was a great signing when Andrew Berry signed him this summer, was awesome early in this game. Denzel and Greg Newsome locked up on the outside. Grant Delpit with the game-changing interception. Alex Wright and Isaiah McGuire with sacks in this contest. They're getting contributions from every single player on that 11-person defensive unit, including the guys coming in rotational spots. When do we start having to readjust our expectations for this team in totality, knowing how bad the offense is? And trust me, I'm not trying to divert. The offense has got abysmal. With the fact that this could be the best defense. Legitimately, this could be the best defense in all football.
Hands up, one game is not going to make me readjust my expectations for this team in totality, because the reality is the offense is horrific. As far as my expectations for the Browns defense, I think it's fair to say that we have the proper expectation for this defense. We know this defense is damn good. We know we got one of the best front sevens of all of football. And I think Browns fans expect this defense to show up every single week and play well. The problem is nobody in Cleveland believes that we're going to get consistent complementary football from the other units, that being the special teams unit and the offensive unit, on a consistent basis. And so for as great as this is today, and we're going to live in the moment and celebrate the fact that we upset the Green Bay Packers, and the Browns defense is a lot of the reason why we won this game. It's hard for me personally. I don't know about you, G, but it's hard for me personally to readjust my overall expectations, because the offense is still bad. Joe Flacco probably still going to start next week. And the special teams unit got to do it more than just one game for us to believe that things is going to be okay.
No, listen. So I never changed my perspective of what the defense is. I've always said Myles Garrett is the best defensive player in the game. You have that. That's a chip. I've always said that Denzel Ward is a guy that is a game changer when he's on the field. I've said Greg Newsome's had the best year of his career if you listen through the first 2 weeks, right? Aiden Hutchinson is getting off the ball. Mason Graham is in the backfield making plays, right? You got Alex Wright had a sack today, right? They do a tremendous amount of things to get it done. Matter of fact, Grant Delpit played 2 great weeks in a row when it comes to Josh Jacobs in the offense doing their thing and the defense doing their things. I think people got to understand you can't conflate 2 things, right? You can talk about the fact that in the NFL, it's hard to get wins every single Sunday. No matter when you come out there, whoever you playing, If you got the win, we going to take the win, no matter what happened with that, because it's too hard and you work too hard to get to a point where you could put yourself in a position to make wins, right? I'm not going to sit up here and say that I'm taking away from the kicker. I'm happy for him because he missed 2 kicks that could have been devastating the first 2 games of the year or first game of the year, and he came back and redeemed himself, right? So shout out to them. They made space on those that end of the court, end of the field, and then they made plays with the special team. And in general, overall, as you look at the Cleveland Browns as a football team, I think it's unfair to expect the defense to play at this breakneck level pace. We saw this happen in a couple other places for the Cleveland Browns. The Browns started off just go back to 2023, right? When they were playing at an all-time elite level, right? Sean Watson gets hurt, PJ Walker, all the rest of those quarterbacks start moving in and out doing what they do, right? As a defender, I understand how difficult it is to hold people to that amount, that standard every week, because sometimes it's about the way the ball bounces. You're going to play other people, right? So for the first 3 games that they are tasked to play, it's been miraculous that they are able to continue to put the bad performances behind them offensively and keep fighting for one another, keep going at it for each other, keep going to bat, try to find the turnover. Look, think about it. Devin Bush didn't get the turnover. Yep. The Cleveland Browns could have folded after that turnover. But you know what they said? Denzel Ward came back and said, nah, we ain't leaving it up to them. That was what the conversation was with Grant Delpit was on the field, on the bench. We not leaving it up to them. It's us. We play for us over here. So I got this pick. I don't care what they do. If they score or don't score, we got to go back on the field and get it done. So they still had that mentality that they're going to come out and continue to do it. Now, what they need for them to continue to have that gas and momentum, they understand the offense is diminished. They understand what we got going over there. They just need them to hold their own. Don't mess it up. The thing that we got today was we didn't see the pick sixes, right? We didn't see the scoop and score, right? So if they saying, listen, guys, we'll try to clean some of the other stuff up, but all we need y'all to do over there is don't give the ball to the other team, and we can keep you in some games.
So I think we give appropriate credit to the defense, appropriate credit to Andre Schmidt, who, I think could have rightfully been cut after week 1. The Browns stuck with him, and shout out to Andre Schmidt for kicking a game-winning field goal today. Pressure situation, came through in the clutch. Kudos to him. Now it's time for the quarterback. Joe Flacco was so bad today. He was so bad today. And it's one thing if we want to say Joe Flacco has the best arm on this team. It's one thing if we want to say Joe Flacco understands defense is better. Maybe that's all true. Maybe it's not, right? The reality is we can't have Joe missing open throws on the intermediate routes. And the interception, whatever, end of the half, chuck it deep. He underthrew it by 20 yards, but whatever. Like, I'm not going to kill him for the interception. It is what it is. He missed on the flea flicker. He had Isaiah Bond. He's seeing ghosts out there, in my opinion. The offensive line is abysmal in its own right, and they have to find some sort of solution at tackle because Cornelius Lucas and KT Levinson as your 2 tackles while DeJuan Jones recovers from injury and Jack Conklin continues to be out that elbow is going to get whatever quarterback you have back there killed. But Joe Flacco simply, I don't know how you make the change after winning, so I don't anticipate it happening, but oh my, guys, everything you said was spot on. And I don't know how you're Myles Garrett or Denzel Ward or Grant Delpit and look yourself in the mirror and say, I wouldn't rather have one of those rookies under center because at least he's mobile enough to escape from some of that. And Joe's missing throws that he should be making to begin with. I want to see the rookies give a shot. So I just wanted to say I agreed with everything you said. It wasn't like I disagreed with a single word that you guys said. I just wanted to make sure.
He wanted to get his points out first.
You don't want to derail it. You at least want to get something on tape before we go because here's the thing, guys. And this is the thing I tell a lot of people in Cleveland. You can have 2 conflicting ideas and emotions at once. Sometimes you can be happy and sad at the same time. It's okay. You don't have to be all the way one or all the way the other. We are completely ecstatic. Trust me, I am the general of the Kool-Aid Mafia. I'm the guy who said Joe Flacco would throw for 300 yards 5 games in a row. I was the delusional guy who said Deshaun Watson would get 4,500. There is nobody who wants to see, other than probably Earl, wants me to see the Cleveland Browns win games, and I don't care how they do it. I just like it. But I could also be a rational football analyst and say, yeah, you got to win today, and I love it. But find me somebody to figure that out. If it was a tackle, think about this. If it was Cornelius Lucas and he played terrible today and they still won, would anybody care if you said he's terrible? They got to find a replacement. No.
Man, I don't even want to look at myself as an analyst. I just think as a fan amongst Browns fans, I think we all agree, like, yeah, great defensive performance. We happy we got the win. We cool on the quarterback. Like that, it's just that simple. Sometimes, like, you ain't got to be politically correct.
I just wanted to give
you ain't got to overanalyze it. Like, fan to fan.
Yeah.
we gonna take this win. We happy. It's gonna make a victory Monday look great. But yeah, we cool on Flacco. Just give us Dylan Gabriel at this point, because like you said, Mike, if the offensive line is bad, at least give me a quarterback that can move. Quinshon Judkins showed me today he can run behind a bad offensive line. So if he can run behind a bad offensive line and kind of give you some type of complimentary football, man, then give me the rookie that's mobile. You know what I mean? That won't be in those situations that Joe Flacco in, standing there looking like the Statue of Liberty. We ain't got time for that if the defense gonna be playing like this week in and week out.
G, as someone who's been in the locker room of high level, this isn't like Pop Warner. He played high D1 football. Can you make that change after a win?
Yeah.
You can?
They make changes all the time. Like, listen, I'll give you, matter of fact, I watched Colorado. They had Caden Salter. They put a 13, Coach Prime say, yeah, give me the 13 rookie. He came out there, took an L. They went right back to Caden Salter, played better the next week, had 300 yards. I'm just giving you an example. Can you make a change after Virginia Tech fired their coach after 3 games? You get up out of here.
No, after a win.
Here's what I'm saying.
Win the game like this.
All wins are not created equally. If you are an offensive lineman and you play terrible, or a defensive lineman that played horrible, or a cornerback that played horrible, and your team won, does that then give you the opportunity to come in and say, we won though, coach? They're like, no, that's not the way it works. You were trash. We will find somebody, because here's the thing. And more than anything, the goal, this is how you show your locker room that you are invested in winning, is that when you tell them no one is above the game plan. At the end of the day, what you put onto tape counts. And if we don't believe that you are putting the best thing on tape to put us in a position to win football games, a good head coach, especially in the predicament that they're in, that is with a guy who is still 41 years old, who looks like he has diminished skill sets and is missing. You only got 3 or 4 opportunities a game with this offense and with this team. You got 3 or 4 shots, chances to put points on the board. And if you're missing those shots or chances, you're basically closing your eyes and turning a blind eye to the fact that you're not giving yourself a chance to win. We saw him miss a lot of those opportunities today. There's no knock against Joe. I like Joe as a person. I think he's great for leadership. But in terms of what I saw, it's just not it. It ain't it.
Could I say something real quick on that, G? The Browns probably should have beat the Bengals. Probably should have lost today. When you even it out, football is funny. They're 1-2. They probably should be 1-2 after that, how they've played through 3 games, right? It doesn't matter how you get to 1-2. They're 1-2. The way this defense is playing, I think you have to have a brutally honest conversation as a coaching staff and say, do we truly believe Joe Flacco gives us the best chance to win? Because this defense is playing at such a high level that if we have even semi-competent quarterback play, this defense will keep us in enough games that we don't have to score 35 points a game to win. We just have to score 17 to 20. And if Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders or Bailey Zappi or whoever can operate our offense and we think can lead us down the field more consistently than what Joe's doing, I don't think it has to come after a bad loss or a bad performance. I think it could come this week. I asked you that question hoping you would say exactly what you said, because I agree. This defense is playing at such a high level that you have to, honest to God, evaluate the quarterbacks in a vacuum and say, which one right now will give us the best chance to beat Detroit on Sunday? And then give us the best chance to beat Minnesota the following Sunday and Pittsburgh the Sunday after that. Because this defense is good enough to keep us in games. If the defense was atrocious and you
Right.
I wanted to wait for Flacco to get in, wait for Gabriel because we don't want to face yada, fine. But you have been in games with a chance to win 2 and really 3 before it got blown out of the picture in Baltimore. All 3 games this season, despite the fact that you have got subpar quarterback play. Despite the fact. So if you can get any level of competent play from another guy, I think you pull the trigger, be damned if they just won this game.
The worst thing that Kevin Stefanski do, the absolute worst thing that Kevin Stefanski can do is continue to throw Joe Flacco out there as the starting quarterback while the defense is playing like this. If you wait until the season is mathematically over, quote unquote, to play Dylan Gabriel, not only are you being unfair to the fan base, but by that time, you can't even get a fair assessment of the quarterback. Here's why. If we're mathematically eliminated before you want to make a quarterback change, you can guarantee some of those veterans in that locker room was going to be checked out. They're going to show up and do just enough to earn a check and not get hurt. That's just the reality. Not saying everybody is going to be like that, but some people will. So if you want to get a fair assessment of your rookie quarterback, then you need to get him out there sooner than later while your defense is playing at this caliber, while everybody still had this high emotional ceiling that, you know what, the Browns might just be a little bit better than what we thought they were coming into this season. Dylan Gabriel got 63 career collegiate starts. There is no perfect scenario in the NFL. I know I heard some of the panelists this past week talking about where you can't start them against the Packers or try to circle the perfect week to play him. This the NFL. He's a rookie quarterback making his first start. It ain't going to be no perfect situation to start him. If you see the defense continue to play like this, if you've seen that Quinshon Judkins, shout out to him, who's been away from this team all this time, is already showing that he's in shape and he's ready to carry the load, then you need to be able to complement that with some quality quarterback play. Joe Flacco is showing that he can't do that. And if y'all want to chalk that up to just a heave at the end of the first half, talking about that interception, cool, but I'm not going to do that because you had the opportunity to make a play. If you make a better throw on the ball, just maybe you come away with 6 points, or one of the wide receivers catch the ball, you go out of bounds and you can kick a field goal right there before the half. I'm not going to excuse that turnover. Joe needed to come out here and execute the offense, have a turnover-free game, and hit the guys that was running open. Stefanski did a better job this week, in my opinion, of scheming guys open, and he was missing guys running wide open or he flat out didn't see them. So to me, it's like the longer that you wait on this, the more you're going to frustrate people. You need to get a true evaluation of these rookie quarterbacks. Joe Flacco done shown you he is what he is. We didn't say it on this show, on many platforms from August to now. We know who Joe is. So if we know who Joe is, we see what the defense is capable of. Let's not kill this season for the fans so early. Get another quarterback in there and see what happens.
Listen, that was very well stated. Very well stated. A lot of people should understand this is not us sitting here saying we giving up on a season. All we saying is no, the opposite. Give them a chance to do something. Yeah. This is a chance to look. If your defense is going to play that well, I'm going to exhaust every opportunity to help my team and say, look, I just flat out don't believe at this moment Joe Flacco is better at the position than some of the younger candidates at this point. You know, it's like, do we want to believe that the 41-year-old guy is just going to come and continue this fairy tale? I think sometimes 2023 really, really gets people in a different mindset where they feel like if you just old, that means you're gonna be able to do a job better than no. That could just be you old. Like
there's one quarterback ever that's good in his 40s, and it's Tom Brady. Everyone else has been a flameout.
I'm like, but give these guys an opportunity. It's not diminishing the win. I want to get to a path where I can see another one of these because I can blink my eyes and look and say we could have had another one. We could be 2-1 right now.
So real quick, before we have 50 super chats, so we're gonna get through these. I just saw this on Twitter. Look at the win probability of this game. It was at the highest point midway through the fourth quarter at 93.8% for the Green Bay Packers. And then obviously the complete collapse and free fall to where the Browns ended up at 100% win probability. When I say they probably should have lost this game, it's because look at that. Look at it. But it doesn't matter what they probably should have done. It matters what actually happened. And the reality is, the Browns came back, scored 13 points in the final 4 minutes, and beat the Green Bay Packers. All right, guys, we have 51 super chats.
Dang.
So we're going to fly through these. If you have something to say to individual ones,
shout out to y'all. Thank y'all.
If not, let's run through. We appreciate everyone for sending in super chats. Over 4,000 of y'all watching right now. We love you guys. We appreciate y'all. And hopefully we have many more Browns post-game win shows to celebrate as opposed to losses. First super chat comes from Mike Ricksecker. Delpit is better hands than Judy. Judy, by the way, 1 catch on 5 targets today.
17
James
yards.
Jr. What'd you say, Earl? Sorry.
17 yards.
James
He had more yards than him, too.
Thank you, Cleveland Browns, for at least showing up today. Hint 63 says, Bubba gets no credit. Fitness with Kelly Michelle says, interception defense comes through again. 21 seconds left, tied 10-10. This is the heart and grit we needed. Come on, Browns, finish strong.
Shout out to Kelly. I met her at G's birthday party a couple years ago.
Shout out to Kelly. Set apart Laz says, Dylan couldn't have been any worse. This would have been a great game for him to start. Great win for the Browns. James Mace Jr. says, how about them Browns? Captain Gohan2280 said, about damn time the Browns won. Since they won, do you believe they would make a change? We addressed that earlier, so we don't have to do it again here, but we will see. Set apart Laz said, special teams and defense did it. Big Black says, the Stefanski offense is defense for the other team. Miss Bell 70 says, Flacco sucks and still needs to go. He's a non-factor. Mr. I crap and shit says, holy Schmidt. Blank 946 says, a sun shines on a dog's butt every now and then.
There you go.
Aggie Fury says he kicked the Schmidt out the ball. Medic 51 said the defense, special teams, and Judkins won this for us. I'm ready to see the rookies open up the playbook. SPT Lewis says, Stefinks gets no credit. Don't be fooled. Sapper Daddy says Browns D equals clamps. Tyrone Jackson, really happy for Schmidt. Glad he got redemption. I was nervous as hell for him. LOL. HNT63 says, all Browns fans needed that, but we still need to get more offense. We cannot rely on the defense to pull us out. We need them on the sidelines resting. I'm glad the common theme so far in these super chats has been along the same lines as us. It's a great win. Celebrate it, but we need more from the offense if we're going to have more post-game win shows like this.
Not only do we need more, we tired of Flacco. Let's not act like that's not part of it either.
Yes.
We need more. We tired of Flacco.
Completely clear.
Mike Ricksecker says Stefanski's job is safe for another year. Miss Bell 70 says Stefanski and his offense need to walk the plank. L. Smith 1717 said, great win, shocking. Question, if you could take 2 fantasy non-QB picks to ignite our offense, who would you take? Give me Jamar Chase and Malik Neighbors.
Man, well, listen, give me Chase and Jefferson if I ain't got no redemption. I need both of them. Yeah. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, give me Justin Jefferson and Jamar
Chase.
Any
2 former LSU receivers. How about that?
No, just give me and then put Neighbors in, and I'll trade you any 3 I got for 3 LSU receivers.
Done. Paul, the True Believer, says, wow, the Packers let Stefanski weasel his non-coaching butt into a win. Here comes another week of word salad about talking about Flacco. Fitness with Kelly says, back from LA and a Browns backer bar that was embarrassing because it was 3 fans of the game, 2 Baltimore, 1 Brown. Hell yeah, about time. Mr. Jai says these fools could be 2-1 right now. Beautifully Blessed says that the defense saved the game, no question. Congratulations, Judkins, on your first NFL touchdown. Hey, real quick on Judkins. He looks good. I'm just
spam him.
Yeah,
spam him. We need him
good
on the field at all times.
Did you see bro go over to the crowd after he scored the touchdown and he was pumping everybody up? Like, listen, 10 is already showing he's gonna be a fan favorite here in Cleveland. And I think like Jason and G kind of like so nicely put it the other day. You know, he ain't Nick Chubb, but we gonna be all right.
Man, keep giving him the ball, bro. Hey, Fannin was kind of hard to tackle too. I'll give him credit. They didn't give up. There's some people was running hard doing some things.
That's what I'm saying. And we could say that's on the players. You could say it's coaching staff gets some credit for keeping these guys engaged and not letting them give up. It's on the players too, but it's not all players. I think it goes about 70-30. David Botner says, oh my God, amazing. Star Gabriel. Big Ed says defense looks great this season. Bench Flacco. Set apart Laz says rookie tight end, running back, kicker. Put in the rookie quarterback. Shaq with no brick says, where's the Kool-Aid at? We will have Kool-Aid on the set tomorrow, G. We got to make a batch because it is a victory Monday.
What flavor are we drinking?
Unfortunately, Guardians lost, so it's not a double victory Monday. But
they swept, though. They swept. And they coming back to Cleveland ready to whoop some Tiger ass. So it is what it is.
Yeah, we gonna drink that Kool-Aid. We gonna get that red Kool-Aid.
That's right. Hey, Mike, you peeped that? I asked him what flavor. He said red.
Get that red Kool-Aid.
The flavor is red.
Hey, it's not grape, it's purple. It ain't lime and green. It ain't cherry and red.
Red.
I've been to a cookout before. Miss Bell 70 says, no excuses to keep Flacco in. It's not fair to nobody. Blowinzot 247 says, offense is awful. Have a comment section, peer mediators and delegators for participation trophies trying to force us to be happy about this. Stop. Were any of us happy about the offense?
No, I mean, some people, here's the thing. You guys got to always remember, some people, there's levels of fandom. Sometimes when you'd have been tortured and scarred for years and years, for at least one day, they're going to jump up and down and celebrate this win, and they'll wait till Monday, right? When the tape comes out.
But, shout out to David Pitts. I know he ain't super chat, but he said this is elder abuse.
Hey, the Browns may not have many of these all season.
So enjoy
it. A win's a win in the NFL, man. Ugly, pretty, it don't matter. A win's a win. Enjoy it.
And we still make it Kool-Aid.
The Browns are 1-2. Sky High says Super Bowl defense, toilet bowl offense. Ron the Bishop says if the offense was average, the Browns can win 9 games. Flacco has the below average and bad. The rookies are at least average. This defense is legit. Paul, the truth believer, says a win doesn't disregard that abysmal offense. This defense isn't going to get value out of every game. We've said that. That's what we've been saying. That is literally what we've been saying. That's why we want to see something else on offense to try and give it a little more juice.
By the way, just to be fair, McNuggets has already said he's joined. He would have had Flacco going after last week.
I was the first one on this. I just wanted to give the defense the credit it deserved because
so
the defense was
they about to whoop on you, Mike. They ain't trying to hear that. They like, no, Mike, he need to go.
God forbid the one non-diehard Browns fan in here wants to celebrate the win before we move on to something else, and people are like, no. Shut up, McNuggets. Let's talk about I'm trying to celebrate a goddamn win here, guys. We had 3 last year. We're 4-17 in the last 21 games. We've had so many depressing post-game shows. God forbid I want to have a little fun and celebrate a win.
You know how they say you got to take what they say, what Project Pack say, you got to take the bad with the good. The good thing is the Cleveland Browns are no longer on the longest losing streak in the NFL. Bad news is, man, we still can't score 20 points. So
20? Let's try 2 touchdowns.
Hey, we didn't even start. We didn't talk about that post corner route to Luke Whippler.
Oh yeah. Oh no. We'll get to that.
We're gonna say that.
That was my Guardians
scored more runs in this series versus Minnesota than the Browns scored in this game.
Shaq with no brick says the rookies are shining. Future looks good. Jeff's bookshelf says the run game slowly showing life with number 10. Beautifully Blessed says at this point there's absolutely no reason Gabriel shouldn't be under center. Browns could be 2-1 right now. Shaq with no brick says we cool on the QB. Fitness with Kelly says McNuggets, what the hell are you talking about? No chance of consistently winning with Flacco. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said.
But this is the time
credit.
McNuggets, this is the time value of the super chat. There's no time stamp on that. That was a 30-minute time stamp ago. That was people was in the moment. We have now come to the conclusion that we good.
I listen, all last week I said bench Flacco. And now I still want to bench Flacco, but whatever. I love you guys. Hey, this is why this is the best show in the world. This is why I love people who send us super chats and we go back and forth. Even when we agree, we go back and forth because we love y'all. Next up, Sly. Flacco's got to go. Team doesn't quit, though. That's one thing Kevin deserves credit for. Bay says Atlanta benched Kirk after the win versus Vegas. Beautifully Blessed says Flacco is playing like he has dementia. Shaq with no brick says we're supposed to be 2-1. McNuggets not 1-2. Sure.
They correcting you or we were supposed to be. We ain't even 2-1. They like, no. We supposed to say it with your chest.
Browns shouldn't have won this game. They should have beat Cincinnati. I'll die on that hill. It is what it is. Sly says Joe Flacco to Joe Biden right in front of our eyes. Miss Bell says Shador is QB3 and inactive for less. Stop playing. All quarterback threes are inactive, by the way. They're the emergency quarterback. So that's not uncommon that Shador is not technically active. That's how all three are. So
you better watch correcting. You can't correct. No, I'm playing.
Dragging. Oh, I'm just giving some clarity.
No,
Dragging the abandoner. Said Barry had a Hall of Fame draft and he kept Schmidt. I trust Barry and Kevin to get it right. And if one of these rookies is good, I'm over y'all's negativity. See, even when they win, we can't win. Even when they win, we can't win. Shaq Brick says, what would you say if we beat Detroit next week? They could beat Detroit next. There's no reason they can't beat Detroit next week.
Here's the way.
And then we've been whooping on Detroit. But listen, that's what we doing in Cleveland. We whooping on anything that's in Detroit. Lions, Tigers, Bears, it don't matter. If you in Detroit, you getting your ass whooped.
It is Detroit. It's Detroit hate week right now, by the way, between the AL Central race and playing the Lions. It's officially Detroit hate week.
Here's how this thing works, guys. If they go into Detroit and beat the Lions and Joe Flacco plays good, you know what we'll say? Joe Flacco saved his job for a couple more weeks. That's what we're going to say. We're going to say he played well and the Browns won. You see how easy it is to just give it game by game? That's all it is.
Alejandro Escalante says, congrats to the Browns on beating the Packers. My Chicago Bears have a hard time winning against them. I'm just happy they lost today. Thank you. Blowing Zah said, bump that. I'm mad as hell and need a shell. Miss Bell said, it's okay. McNuggets start with the negative. No, listen, Miss Bell is one of our biggest fans. We love Miss Bell. Miss Bell is always welcome in the UCSS chat. They won. They won the game. Let's celebrate a dub.
Hey, tell them Rico beat the brakes out of anybody from Detroit. We ain't on that this week. We ain't got no love for what's going on in Detroit.
No. End of the day, real quick. We got 4 minutes left. We'll wrap up here. Kevin Stefanski called a rollout with Joe Flacco on the 1 yard line to Luke Whippler. If that play is shot to the moon and comes back, I want it shot to Mars. It could not be further away from realities, G. Bush and Earl. That play has to be erased from the playbook. That concept has to be erased from Kevin Stefanski's mind. Y'all seen Severance? Mm-hmm. He has to be severed. His brain has to be severed to never allow a play like that to come anywhere near an actual NFL game again. I understand other teams do it. Other teams have quarterbacks. The Browns do not have the personnel to execute that play. So stop it. Stop.
They ran the play action. Why you think I could listen? I have not overly killed Stefanski in this stream, but I have that tucked away. I've now stripped his genius card. That has been tucked. I've been waiting to say, you ran an out route on play action to Lucas Whippler. I don't know if his first name is Lucas or Luke, but I'm calling him Sir Lucas Whippler. You ran an out route to him after Quinshon Judkins ran you down the field. All you had to do is turn around and give the ball to Judkins 4 straight times, big dog. That's all you had to do, and we would have never questioned you. But you ran in the first play.
Hey, another thing.
Boot action with Whippler, not as a tackle or a guard or a center, as a receiver.
Another thing he gonna skate on because we won. Kev, drive number 1, 3rd and 7, first 3rd and long of the game, and you do a handoff to Dylan Sampson.
I think Flacco changed it at the line of scrimmage.
If he changed it, throw that away. Flacco, come, let me talk to you. Come to the office.
If Flacco checked it, that's another reason. Go sit down.
I would. By the way, Stefanski said Flacco will be a starting quarterback next week. So we will argue on you. We will argue on UCSS whether or not that's the right decision.
Of course,
Joe Flacco will be the starting quarterback for the Browns next week.
I mean, did we think he was going? Listen,
no.
Let me just tell you this: we're gonna come in here and talk. We're gonna talk our talk. Kevin Stefanski didn't take Deshaun Watson out of the game after 6 games. And they had a whole mutiny. It got so bad that people wanted to see Deshaun Watson go. They cheered when he got hurt. That's how much pent-up energy that people in the stadium had because they wanted to see him benched and he was playing that bad and they still didn't move him. So it's going to take heaven and earth for them to take Joe Flacco out of these games, and Kevin is not going to do it willingly. Somebody gonna have to come talk to him about it. That's just what it is. I'm just letting y'all know.
I got a text from a friend that said they're gonna lock Joe Flacco in a nursing home this week, so he can't travel to Detroit.
Listen, this see y'all ages, man. Like he ain't there yet, man. He's not.
Hey, so this will be a good test, by the way. We're gonna wrap it up. We know our post-game numbers from the preseason. We know our post-game numbers from the first 2 weeks of the season, both losses. I'm very curious to see, with a win like this, how Browns fans via YouTube and people who consume media digitally digest this post-game content. Not just our show, but all kind of post-game content. Because this is a game, as we just discussed for the last hour, that is certainly a win, but was not pretty, and there's probably more negative things to dissect than there were positive. So it's going to be a fascinating little case study to see how many people are going to buy back into the Browns because of a win, or who's going to keep it in reality, knowing that this offense is going to continue to struggle if major changes aren't made. We'll find out, though. We'll break this down in totality tomorrow, including a ton of Guardians talk, because what they're doing right now, boys. Let's give the Guardians a round of applause real quick. I know this is the Browns post-game show, and I know the Guardians lost today, but
they swept. I mean, they got the series win. They won 3 out of 4.
3 or 4. They got 3 or 4.
We coming back, day off, big series starting Tuesday against Detroit, 1 game back. We win this series, man. We walking out leaders of the division. So I ain't got nothing but some water, man. I know you finna do final thoughts. This is my final thought. If you got a shot of whatever you finna take a shot of, man, drop that emoji in the chat. We gonna do cheers up, man, to the Browns for getting the dub. Cheers up to the Cleveland Guardians for clawing their asses back and coming back to Cleveland with the opportunity to take the division lead. It's been a good day. It's been a good weekend in the city of Cleveland. I'll take the ugly victory. At least I'll wake up tomorrow morning saying my team won.
Hey, a dub is a dub. That's all that matters. Earl, we're back in 18 hours talking more Browns and Guards on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show main channel. We got a full panel tomorrow.
Jameson, here I come. Shout out to the JMO. Get my drinks ready.
We'll have Kool-Aid on the set for Earl, for G on McNuggets and the Browns.
Love y'all, man. Go Browns. Go Guardians. Peace. Go Cleveland.